Get ready for the coolest thing you've ever seen in multiplayer. Check that shit out. You can adjust your weapon attachments on the fly in the game. That is so cool. Anyways, hey gamers, Stogie here, and today I have a gameplay in Crysis 3 multiplayer for you guys on Penn Depot. And this is my first game I'll be posting of Spears. And Spears is basically domination from Call of Duty that you guys are used to. There's 3 capture points on the map, and the first team to get to 100 total score wins the game. So this is the exact same setup I had in the last gameplay. I'm running the feline with a suppressor and the red dot, and then I have auto armor, I have the fast reload, which is weapon pro, and I have hunter on, which makes my footsteps silent. So that's my setup in this game, guys. This will be the last one for a while. You'll see me using this gun. Everything else is going to be some variety. So in this game, I want to talk about energy management. I want to talk about Nanosuit management. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Crysis 3, I'll just lay it out there a little bit. The Nanosuit is a suit that everyone has on. So you see that we look like these robotic cyber tech guys. Well, we're just normal people with suits on. And the suits have the ability to cloak you like I am right now. See, I'm cloaked and I'm invisible. Or put up a suit of armor on you. So you have 2 abilities that you can do with your suit. And balancing those 2 abilities within the game is the key to success. I mean, to balance those correctly is to win the game. I mean, you will absolutely succeed if you know what you're doing. So in this game, I want to talk about balancing the armor and balancing the cloaking and how that makes you successful, and specifically in certain situations what you should do. And then I also want to talk about if I think auto armor, it's a suit module that you can equip. I want to talk about if auto armor in my mind is a necessity. So a lot to talk about in a little bit of time, so I'll get right down to it. The auto armor perk, guys, is a perk that puts your armor on when your health drains. So if you don't run it and some guy's shooting you and your health drains, you die if you don't activate your armor. So you have to hit left bumper on Xbox to activate your armor. And a lot of what I've found when not running the auto armor perk is I just die more. It's not that I don't know, that I should activate my armor when I'm in a gunfight, because I do. It's just that, if you get shot from the back or somebody takes you unexpectedly, like instead of your auto armor module kicking your armor in and you staying alive, you just die. It's simple as that. So in a normal game, instead of dying 5 or 6 times, I would die 10 to 15 times when not running the auto armor perk. So if you don't mind that, or if you have just amazing reflexes and you can hear people, I would suggest not using the auto armor perk, because it's just it's like a crutch perk, I guess you could say. But I think that just about everybody in game is running this on almost every class, honestly, because I think it's really important. Actually, in game, when you try and take it off in your custom class setup, there's a little warning that pops up and says, "Are you sure? Are you really sure that you want to take off auto armor?" So it's obviously a very important suit module in the game. So from my standpoint, guys, I run it on all my classes except for one. I really think it's that important. I just think throwing on your armor when you're getting shot in the back or shot from the side and you're not expecting it is a really hard thing to be expected to do. So there's that. In terms of playing in the game, I'm going to give you guys some tips on what I've found so far for managing your cloaking and managing your armor. So first big thing, and a lot of people have posted this on my first couple videos because I didn't really realize it, so credit to them, but do not shoot from cloak unless you really have to, or just really want to, because when you shoot from cloak, no matter if your meter's full or not, it drains your cloak all the way down, especially when you have like the heavier weapons up. So like if I'm running around with a swarmer like I just had and I fire from cloak, my cloak is instantly drained right away. So generally what I found that you want to do is, even with auto armor on, there's no reason not to, when you know you're going to engage in a gunfight, flip the switch and toss your armor on ahead of time. I have actually found that I live a lot longer when throwing that armor on ahead of time. So I think that that's something that you should practice doing, because staying alive in this game and getting the streaks really helps your team win. Another thing that I would recommend And I see a lot of people doing this, so I don't know what the school of thought on it is, but I wouldn't recommend running with cloak on. Like, see, right now I'm running with cloak. That thing drains really quick. Your cloaking, your meter is based on the distance that you travel. So if you're running with cloak on, it's going to drain faster than if you're just sitting still. Now, I'm not saying I think you should sit still with cloak, but what I've noticed is if you use your cloak tactically and not just run around with yourself cloaked, you're going to do a lot better. So like a lot of times I'll let the enemy see me, and when I run around a corner or run around a point where I can change direction or something, I'll go cloak and go vertical. So I'll climb up on stuff, or I'll cloak and change direction and really throw them off because they won't know where I am, but I know where they are. So practice some really sneaky maneuvering like that, because I think you guys will find that you stay alive a lot longer and you just do a lot better in games. And not to mention, you always have cloak available, because when you aren't running around with it on and you're just making like little juke moves and activating it then, it really works. And you'll see in this game I'm running around with it on a lot, and that's because this is one of my first games that I played. I think this is still launch night gameplay, and this is one of the first games that I played, so you know, I was running around with it on still, and since then I've learned that I don't think it's a good thing. So continuing to talk about cloaking, I would also say do not get shot while in cloak mode. Now obviously you're going to say, well, I don't ever want to get shot, and you know, why would you say that? What I'm saying is, if you're in a gunfight, do not try and evade people during a gunfight by tossing your cloak on, because it makes you vulnerable. Your guy will die a lot quicker. Throw on that armor and just improve your accuracy and jump. Do not use cloaking to like escape a gunfight when you and a guy are firing at each other, because you'll die 9 times out of 10 because it weakens you. And the final tip that I have for you guys in terms of suit management is, when you're jumping down, if you don't have the leveled up versions of maneuverability where you don't take fall damage, activate your armor right before you hit the ground. So if you're jumping from a high ledge and you activate your armor right before you hit the ground, your guy will take no damage. If for some reason you don't do that and you don't have a leveled up maneuverability suit module, your guy will drain his armor and his cloaking. So you'll notice, I'm not sure if I do it all in this gameplay, but if you jump down and you take enough damage, it'll just drain those 2 meters totally. So I hope you guys take these tips, and I hope they help you out. I had a really good game here. I went 21-2 with 4 assists, and I was most valuable player with 1,500 spear capture points. So I wanted to show you guys one of my better videos from the first night. I mean, this was a really good gameplay for me. 21-2 and managing that the cloak and the armor and trying to get a good KD. It all kind of came together in this gameplay, so I hope you guys liked it. But if you guys have anything you'd like to add to my tips, leave them in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later.